This is Jennifer Pister and Wendy Sexton, and we're both mentors from the Ascension School, and we today really wanted to talk a little bit about why we're doing this, like why we've created this Parent Light to help lighten the load of parents, because we've both had the experience of how heavy life can feel sometimes when you're parenting, and there's so much repetition, there's so much that we often feel guilty about, or that brings out emotions that we don't feel good about when we get really upset with our kids. And so we just wanted to talk today a little bit about how to shift that. And it does come down to how we shift ourselves, how we can, the more we can love ourselves and really come from what our values are and our relationship with our children, that all those things can naturally shift our kids, and then they're more likely to hear us when we talk to them. They do the things that we had hoped they'd do before, like just clear their plate. um, but when they don't, if you're coming from a place of really loving yourself and really connected to the relationship you have with your child, it doesn't have the same weight. Like there's something that you can relate to. Sometimes you don't feel like clearing your plate, and that I don't know, it comes back to the relationship, both with yourself and really loving yourself, and with your kids. And that's something we're both passionate about, and that's why we wanted to talk about it today. And we're really trying to tune into how to bring this message, and also to help parents, because we're both passionate about lightening that heaviness that often hangs around most of the time when you're trying to parent day to day. So
Yeah, and also, we wanted to point out that this is not just for parents, but it's for grandparents, it's for teachers, it's for coaches, it's for bosses. It's really just that role of the caretaker and those that are needing our help. So it may not be just the mother, father, and the child. It can be a lot broader than that, because we all play that role, even if you've got kids or not. And we have all been in a child role, so we're all very well versed in that. Everybody plays that role and has very different experiences of whether you were in a two-parent home, a one-parent home, a grandparent home, foster home. There's so many things that build us up in our idea of how we can relate. But yeah, I really think the key is that, the more we are grounded in loving with ourselves, the more that is reflected in that role of whoever it is that we're caretaking.
right. Well, our partners, right? If you're in a partnership, married or not, that is often where sometimes we play a little of the parent role and the child role, and just to be aware of it. Like, right, we do want to come adult to adult, but there are times when we can't. We just fall back into our child, or if our partner's in the child, we go into the parent role, and all of that just gets so much easier to resolve if we're in good relationship with ourselves, where we're really loving ourselves. So,
and I think also that we wanted to point out that the kids have a lot to give too, when we allow ourselves to relax into it and allow our inner child out. And I think it's, life becomes a lot easier. That load is not so heavy. When we begin to play too, I think that's part of their role is, you know, we go through life and you play at different stages, and the older you get into middle school and high school and college and then work, it's like it seems like we're striving more towards work, towards being responsible. And we forget, oh yeah, we used to just run and play, and allowing that energy of splashing in the puddles and, you know, doing carefree art or dance or music or whatever that, you know, lights you up. So letting those kids bring that back when you're feeling really stressed. Be like, you know what? I'm gonna maybe forget that I'm in this role, and I'm gonna just sit at that table with you and color, or um, roll around on the floor, or make silly faces at each other.
Yeah, their wisdom isn't as filtered.
Mm-hmm.
So asking them sometimes, especially when they're young and it's really not filtered, the joy's right there, the fun, they don't take things so seriously then we teach them, and they can get pretty intense by teenage years for sure. But it yeah, just that whole relationship, that give and take can make it more enjoyable when you're focused on that, rather than that you always have to have the answers, and that they're supposed to be more serious like you, rather than you be more playful like them. Yeah.
Yeah, and if we look at it, kind of like that balance scale of, we're not always there to teach them. Sometimes they're there to teach us, and so allowing, actually like a teeter totter. You go up, I go down. You go up, I go down. Because it's no fun to be stuck at the top or stuck at the bottom, right?
Right.
So you wanna teeter on that. That's where the play comes in. If we always stay in this position or in this position, it's really no fun. We've gotta
There's the flow, there's the fun. We hope you'll join us. We're creating a parent workshop, that has this energy of bringing more play. We also will do some energy work in our different modalities, so that we can model that, and to help through, because like it's nice to say that that you want to be more playful, but of course sometimes something's in the way that's stopping you, and so that's what we can help you find where it is, and release it in a way that you can play more. So we are creating a workshop that will be on April 12th, and we'll put more information. I'm blanking on the time right now. Wendy, do you remember the time on April 12th?
April 12th. Oh,
11 a.m. Pacific time. So then it's 2 o'clock Eastern time. Um,
yes.
and it's $33 for the workshop, and then there'll be some discounts to do individual work with us. So so it could be free if you do some individual work, but we really hope that you'll join us, and that you'll share this with other people who you think it might be interested, because we'd really like to see you there. It's going to be a smaller, more intimate group, but
Yeah, nice and private. So whatever is shared is between us and the attendants, and it's not going to be publicized anywhere for others to see.
So we'll share more later. Thanks for joining us today.
Mhm.